All right, let's work a much harder problem here. So example 8, a firm has a unique dividend policy. They anticipate paying dividends of $2, $3, and $4 in each of the next 3 years. And then after year 3, the firm anticipates growing the dividend at a constant rate of 5% per year indefinitely. So if the required return is 17.5%, what is the price of this stock according to these models that we've been using? So a couple of things to note here. First of all, the dividends are going to be growing at a constant rate of 5% per year indefinitely, meaning that we can use the Gordon growth model. However, the dividends are not growing at a constant rate in years 1 through 3. They're growing by a constant amount, but not a constant rate. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to use a combination of both of these models. We're going to have to use the dividend discount model to discount the dividends. And then we're going to have to figure out what the price of the stock is going to be beginning in year 3 after the dividends start growing at a constant rate. And then we're going to calculate what the price of the stock is going to be. So in other words, I'm going to figure out what the price of the stock is going to be in year 3. Look at this equation here. So notice that this equation is just the Gordon growth model with one slight change. All I've done is changed the subscripts. In the Gordon growth model, I said that P0 was equal to D1 divided by R minus G. So if that is true, then the price in year 3 is going to be equal to D4 divided by R minus G. So my first step is I'm going to calculate the price of the stock in year 3, given that the dividends begin growing at a constant rate of 5% per year indefinitely. Once I've calculated the price of the stock in year 3, I'm going to plug it into the dividend discount model right here, and I'm going to finish calculating the price in year 0 by discounting each of the non-constant growth dividends and the price of the stock in year 3 that we use the dividend growth model to calculate. Okay, so let me go over here to Excel. I have the dividends of $2, $3, and $4 in the first 3 years, and then I have the price of the stock in year 3, which I need to calculate using the Gordon growth model. Before I do that, let's figure out what the dividend is going to be in year 4. So given the information in the problem, it says after year 3, the firm anticipates growing the dividend at a constant rate of 5%. That is, the dividend in year 4 is going to be 5% higher than the dividend in year 3. Recall from earlier videos, I can say that the dividend in year 4 is going to be equal to D3 times 1 plus G, which is 1.05. Of course, the dividend in year 4 is 5% higher than the dividend in year 3. Now that I have D4, I can calculate the price in year 3, which is going to be equal to D4 divided by R minus G, which is 0.175 or 17.5% minus 0.05 or 5%. Okay, given the information, the price in year 3 is going to be equal to $33.60. All right, so my first step was to use the dividend growth model to calculate the price in year 3. Now that I have that information, I'm going to substitute it into the dividend discount model. So I'm going to now calculate the present value of each of the cash flows, which are the dividends in years 1 through 3, and the price that I just calculated in year 3. In year 1, the present value of the dividend is going to be equal to $2 divided by 1 plus R, which is 1.175 raised to the power of 1. That is, a dividend of $2 to be paid out next year in present value terms is only equal to $1.70. I'm going to do the same thing here in year 2. The dividend in year 2 in present value terms is going to be divided by 1.175 raised to the power of 2. That is, I'm discounting back this $3 dividend 2 years by a rate of 17.5%. I get a dividend in present value terms of $2.17. And I'll do the same in year 3. Divided by 1.175 raised to the power of 3. And I get a dividend of $2.47. Okay, so I've taken care of the present value of D1, of D2, and of D3. Now I have to take the present value of the price in year 3, which was obtained using the dividend growth model. So I'm going to say this equals the price in year 3 divided by 1 plus R, 1.175 raised to the power of 3. Right? I'm just following this formula here. And I get a price in year 0, or a present value of this price in year 0 of $20.71. So again, the price in time 0, or the price today, is just equal to the sum of the present value of these future cash flows equals the sum of these guys right here. And I get a price of this stock of $27.05.